I believe that the smallest little blessing can have a huge impact. The famous Japanese researcher Masaru Emoto, the man who did all this research on the impact of thinking on water. Many people know about this man, Masaru, M-A-S-A-R-U, Emoto, E-M-O-T-O. If you type that on Google, you'll immediately find thousands of references, who showed that just a change in thought can change the cellular structure of water. Like nasty words and feelings produced very ugly forms in water, and beautiful thoughts like love, compassion, beauty produce the most amazing crystals in water, change the very structure of water. And it's interesting that the ones that produced the most beautiful crystals were love and gratitude. And for me, they go hand in hand. So just, I think, a slight blessing can have a huge impact. I love telling the story of my friend Mark, who's a very dear friend, who runs summer workshops on Vipassana in my little chalet, 7,000 feet up in the Swiss Alps, where I run workshops to every summer. And when Mark was young, he decided to travel all around the world. And he ended up one day in a Buddhist monastery in Thailand. And every morning at 3 in the morning, one of the monks had to go and ring a large gong situated on a little hill near the monastery. And very early after Mark's arrival in the monastery, the head of the monastery called him and said, "Mark, as of tomorrow, you will go and ring the gong." And the first days, Mark was hopping mad, having to get up at 3 in the morning, no, even 2:15 in the morning, to go and ring that gong, crossing the jungle, in the serpent-infested jungle path, and getting up so early. And then suddenly he realized he had to do this in any case. So he had the choice of his thought. He could either get up and pester, or he could get up in a good mood, go up the hill singing, and send peace and blessings to all the villagers around. So on day D, he got up in a good mood. He went up the hill singing, and as he rang the big gong, he sent blessings and thoughts of peace and contentment to all the villagers in the neighborhood, villages in the neighborhood. And then he went back to the monastery, and he entered the courtyard, and there was a single Thai monk in the courtyard who came up to him and said, "Mark, what did you do differently today? The gong had another sound." I find that just incredible. The simple change in Mark's thoughts changed the sound of that gong sufficiently for a monk a long way away to pick up the difference in sound. And I love telling this story because blessing for me is a bit like this. It is sending out good thoughts. What I say sometimes to friends, are you having gong thoughts? That is to say, thoughts imbued with peace and goodness.